Making sure all the pieces fit together properly for the best appearance, operation, and sealing are the objectives of Chrysler Corporation's road-ready preparation procedure. With a little patience, a basic knowledge of door and window adjustments, and some common sense, you can fit the pieces together in a professional manner. So let's cover the important checks and adjustments associated with doors and windows. Appearance-wise, inspect for uniform spacing around each door. Each door should be flush with its adjacent panels to provide a pleasant line-to-line fit. On four-door models, make sure both doors align with each other. Protective and decorative side molding should line up to maintain a good overall appearance. Operationally, doors should open easily and operate without any hanging up or binding. They should close easily without the striker pulling the door out of position. Windows should operate correctly without any rattles, screeches, or requiring too much effort. Sealing means weather-tight, so be sure to inspect the weather strip around doors and windows for proper fit. The weather stripping must fit properly to seal against dust, water, and wind noise. You can also check window sealing using paper strips. There should be a slight pull or drag. If there's too much pull, this indicates the glass is too snug against the weather strip, which causes premature wear and increases effort in door closing. When the door is closed, the weather strip is designed to fold over the top of the glass to provide complete weather sealing. Where glass is misadjusted, causing a poor fit, the weather sealing protection is reduced, allowing leaks to occur. Therefore, it is necessary for windows to fit properly at the weather strip to provide adequate sealing. To demonstrate door adjustments, the doors have been deliberately misaligned to create an exaggerated situation. Let's take a quick look to see what we've got. The rear door is low, the spacing is not uniform, and the door is not flush with its adjacent panels. The front door is high, spacing is off, and it doesn't fit flush with the fender. Note the gap at the bottom. Since the quarter panel is stationary, start your adjustments at the rear door, then proceed to the front. In our example, we want to raise the door, adjust it horizontally for uniform spacing, and move the lower door panel inward. First, check the striker to see if it is set too high or too low, causing the misalignment. If it's okay, then remove it so it won't be in the way when you adjust the hinges. Hinge attachment to the body enables fore and aft adjustment, and, if necessary, allows the door to be tilted. Hinge attachment to the door provides for in and out, and for up and down adjustment. Before loosening the hinge bolts, mark the hinge location so you'll know how far you've moved it. Loosen all upper bolts and 2 of the lower ones. Leave 1 bolt tight to act as a pivot. This lets the upper hinge move forward while keeping the door from dropping down. Check the fit and the spacing around the entire door. With the in-swinging hinges, there should be enough space for the door to open freely. Once you're satisfied that the spacing is uniform, torque the hinge bolts. Incidentally, the specified torque for all hinge bolts is 30 foot-pounds. The next step is to loosen the hinge to door bottom bolts and 1 of the top bolts. Move the lower part of the door inward so it fits flush. If you need more leverage, pull on the upper door frame while you push in with your thigh. This method lets the door rotate inward on its hinges without causing any damage to the door. When alignment is okay, reinstall and adjust the striker so the door will not lift or drop when closing. Be sure the door also fits flush to the quarter panel. Tighten the striker to 50 foot-pounds and check the seal and window fit before proceeding to the front door. In our example, we want to lower the door, adjust the spacing, and move the door inward. Incidentally, remove the striker, since it will have to be readjusted anyway. Use a padded floor jack to support the door before you begin to adjust the hinges. Access to all the hinges is gained by removing the fender splash shield. Mark the hinges, which offer the same built-in adjustments as for the rear door. No special tool is needed to loosen the 3 upper hinge-to-body bolts and 2 of the lower bolts. Leaving one lower bolt snug acts as a pivot and prevents the door from dropping down as you lower it. Since the spacing between the fender and the door is still too wide, you'll have to retighten one of the upper hinge bolts and loosen the remaining tight lower bolt, since the other 2 are already loose. Using the snug upper hinge bolt as a pivot, adjust the door to bring it closer to the fender. The spacing is now fine at the bottom, but a little too wide at the top. To correct, retighten one lower bolt, loosen the snug upper bolt, and move the top of the door closer to the fender. Check the spacing around the entire door and tighten all the hinge bolts to hold this alignment. The next step is to move the front edge of the door in so it is flush with the fender. Loosen the lower hinge-to-door bolts and also the lower bolt at the upper hinge. This allows the door to rotate inward when leverage is applied. As demonstrated earlier, this method gives you plenty of leverage and makes the job a lot easier. Once you're satisfied with the door fit and all hinge bolts are tightened to their specified torque, reinstall and adjust the striker. If you have to add a washer, remember, as a safety precaution, no more than 3 washers should ever be used. Incidentally, if the handle to latch linkage assembly needs an adjustment for easier door opening and a better appearance, loosen the adjustment screw and take out the slack. Retighten the screw and the job is finished. Windows use the familiar single-post guidance system, in which only the regulator and lift channel assemblies move. The lift channel plate has 2 rectangular holes and 1 elongated slot, which allow the glass to adjust up and down, tilt, and move fore and aft. In and out adjustment is provided by 2 retainer nuts on the tube guide. A quick inspection reveals a poor fit requiring a thorough adjustment. Incidentally, all glass adjustments can be made from inside the car with the door closed. Loosen the 3 screws which hold the 2 stabilizer trim support brackets and the bracket and liner assembly in position. Then loosen both upstops. This allows you to adjust the glass upward without a restriction. Now, loosen the 3 mounting nuts which attach to the lift channel plate and the 2 retainer nuts on the tube guide. Now you're ready to adjust the glass. Push on the glass until it contacts the lower pad of the outer belt weather strip. And tighten both the stabilizer trim support brackets to hold this outward adjustment. With the window in the full up position, align the glass to the weather strip. Your aim is to get the maximum sealing around the window without applying too much pressure against the weather strip. Now, adjust both upstops until they contact the flange on the glass lift plate. This holds your up adjustment. It's a good idea to make a quick check of your adjustment before retightening all of the mounting nuts and screws. Make sure you check the glass at several spots for adequate sealing. Once you're satisfied with the window alignment, retighten the lift channel plate mounting nuts and secure the tube guide retainer nuts. Pull in on the bracket and liner assembly until it contacts the hook on the glass lift plate and tighten the screw. Check for proper sealing and don't forget to cement the plastic air shield to the inner door panel before you reinstall the trim panel. 4-door front and rear window adjustments are similar to the 2-door and are even easier to do because of the upper door frame. All the adjustments are covered in the reference book. Information on hood, fender, and deck lid adjustments are also found in your reference book and service manual. Door and window adjustments take a specialist like you, who put all the pieces together for the best appearance, operation, and sealing. This professional approach to body adjustments makes you the most important part of a successful road-ready program.